This could easily be the craziest month of releases for the Nintendo Switch 2 since the launch of the system. There are 12 huge games that are coming out in the next 28 days alone, making this just jam-packed with stuff for you to pick up for the system. It's absolutely crazy how many games are coming out very, very soon. And that's not even mentioning things like Hyrule Warriors that just dropped on the Switch. That's not included in these 12 games. That game already is consuming so much of my time. I'm absolutely addicted to it. I'm about 10 hours in so far, and I just keep going. I do all the side battles, I do all the missions and everything like that, but that's not even included in the next 12 games that we're about to talk about. So let's get into all of these crazy games coming out to the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 over the course of the next month. So first up, we have Hitman Absolution, and this actually drops in just a couple days on the 13th of November. And this is an older game, came out in 2012, and they're finally bringing it over to the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, this game is really fun, I have to say. I really liked it way back in the day. I played the demos and stuff way back when. Hitman's just a really fun series in general, so the fact that it's coming over on the Nintendo Switch, not even just the Nintendo Switch 2, is very cool for people that are interested in getting into this series. And this is just really cool to see, considering that we did already get another Hitman game that was on the Switch 2 that was previously a cloud game. Seeing continued support from the Hitman series coming over to the Switch systems is just incredibly exciting. So that's already a big one right on our doorstep. That one's coming out so soon. By the time this video goes up, it'll be coming out in just a day. So that's just absolutely crazy to see that a game of this nature, of this size, is coming out. 30 bucks on the eShop for the Switch version. Very, very cool. But also coming out on the 13th of November, we have Yakuza Kiwami and Yakuza Kiwami 2 for the Nintendo Switch 2. Both of these games are incredibly exciting for people that are into the Yakuza series. We already got Yakuza 0 coming out. Well, that it's already out on the Switch 2. You can already play that. It looks like pretty much the whole Yakuza series is coming over to the Switch 2 at this point. We got Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, and Yakuza Kiwami 2 are coming out. It looks like Yakuza Kiwami 3 is coming out next year. We are just getting Yakuza games left, right, and center, and it's not surprising. Sega wants to make more money on these games, and coming over to the Switch 2 is going to be a good way to sell more copies of these games and get more people into the Yakuza series. Personally, I'm really interested in hopping in and seeing what these games are all about. I've never played a Yakuza game, so I'm really hoping that maybe I can get Yakuza 0 on sale around Black Friday time. It's a game series that I've heard nothing but good things about, and everybody swears up and down that I need to play them. So if I can catch all of these on sale for Black Friday, I'm definitely going to be picking them up and adding them to my collection because they look like a fantastic time. They look like something I'd be really interested in a series that I really want to hop in and enjoy. But again, with the holiday sales that are coming up, I definitely think I can get at least Yakuza 0 on sale at a pretty good discount. So I'm really keen to see what these games look like and play like on the Nintendo Switch 2, but I definitely want to wait for those sales and see what they're all about. But let me know, are you a Yakuza fan? I think there are many of them out there. It's a series that everybody loves. So I'm really curious how many people are out there playing Yakuza on the Switch 2. But you know what you should also be on the lookout for? The subscribe button, because I constantly am posting Nintendo Switch 2 content, new updates and things of that nature, reviewing games. So if you're into Switch 2 content, I post constantly. So subscribing is completely free, and you're able to keep up with the channel and see when new reviews and stuff come out for Switch 2 games. But the next game on the list is one that I'm very excited about personally, and that's Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Now this is coming out on the Switch 1, but is getting a free Switch 2 upgrade, and this is coming November 14th. I mean, just in the next couple days, we have so many video games that are coming out, and it's incredibly exciting to see all of these games coming. But Dragon Ball Sparking Zero really has my attention. I decided to wait to pick it up. I wanted to play it, but at the time that it released on the other platforms, just didn't have the time to dedicate to it. However, now that it's coming to the Switch, where I prefer to play my games anyways, I'm really excited because this game reminds me a lot of Budokai Tenkaichi, and it's part of that series from everything that I've seen online. I believe that's what it was called. It was called Sparking something over in Japan versus the Budokai games that were called that over here. So I'm very excited. I played a ton of Budokai Tenkaichi 3 on the PS2 with my buddies when I was a kid. I absolutely adored that game, had such a good time with it. So having this game come back, it's going to be such a nostalgia hit, hopping in and playing this game. I love the style of those games. So being able to play it on the Nintendo Switch, plus get the Switch 2 upgrade completely free, that is incredibly exciting to me. So it's a game that is definitely on my radar, and one I'm definitely looking to cover here on the channel and talk about. It's just back-to-back-to-back games that are coming out that just I can't get enough of. I mean, there are so many games that I'm interested in. And the next game is another one that I absolutely cannot wait for. Everything we've seen about this game has me incredibly excited, and that's Kirby Air Riders. Now, this game just looks fantastic. Everything we've seen in the directs just look like so much fun. Now, they have been doing the play tests for these games as well, and people are online. There's some mixed opinions about this game. Some people think it's a little too simple. Some people think it's very crazy and hectic, and some people are absolutely loving it. I personally have opted to skip the play tests. I want my impressions of this game to be completely free of any sort of demo interpretations. I want this to be just a fresh experience for me. I never played the original Kirby Air Riders. However, everything that I've seen about Kirby Air Riders on the Switch 2 makes me feel like this game is going to be exactly what I'm looking for. And honestly, it looks like exactly what Mario Kart World should have been. There's tons of content. There's like 4 game modes. There's the story mode, there's the race mode, there's the city trial, and then there's that top-down, I don't even remember what it's called from the direct, but the top-down racing mode. There's tons of characters, all with unique interactions and tons of different machines to ride on. This game just looks packed to the brim with content. There's a checklist system, so there's a bunch of challenges for you to complete across the variety of different game modes, and that to me is what makes this game so much better than Mario Kart World. While I like Mario Kart World and I had a great time with it, I haven't really gone back to it because there's no carrot on the stick to chase. There's nothing that is incentivizing me to go and complete challenges or continue playing the games or doing XYZ. There's nothing to grind for, versus this game has that checklist system allowing me to go through the challenges and go, okay, now I need to do this. I need to beat this race with this racer and do XYZ. That is something that I love in games. A game that's doing that for me right now is Hyrule Warriors, where it's like I have all of these different side objectives that I can go and complete, and doing the side challenges is going to give me the resources I need to actually complete these missions, and that is something that I just can't get enough of, and why I'm enjoying Hyrule Warriors so much. So going into Kirby Air Riders, I'm incredibly excited. On top of that, there's tons of kart customizations in that game. You can change all the different cosmetics on them. It just looks like a complete package at launch. They've already said there's going to be no DLC released for that game. That is a full game at launch, and I'm incredibly excited for it. I think it's going to be an absolute blast, and it's one that I'm so ready to hop in and experience for the first time, especially as someone who did not play the original game. Again, that one's coming out on November 20th, so very, very soon. I'm hoping to wrap up Hyrule Warriors before that comes out, so that way I can really deep dive it. But also coming out on November 20th, this one is already available for people on the eShop. However, Hades 2 is getting a full physical release on the 20th as well, and I've already pre-ordered the full physical game for Hades 2. I'm very excited to hop in. Personally, I'm a big fan of Hades. I played Hades. I've played Hades 2 already a little bit in the early access on Steam on my Steam Deck. Had a really good time with it, but I wanted to wait for the full release. And now, after they confirmed that it was getting a full physical release for the Switch 2, I immediately pre-ordered that. I was willing to wait an extra couple months, and I'm even paying an extra $20 for that. It's $50 for the full physical versus the $30 on the eShop. But I want that physical copy of this game because I love this series so much, and I want to have it on my shelf. I'm very excited to dive into Hades 2, and it's a game that I am just so excited to see the improvements that they made from the early access. I've avoided all of the trailers and all of the like reviews and stuff for the game. I haven't seen anything that they added since I played it last. I haven't watched anything, so it's going to be a completely fun and fresh experience seeing everything that was added, because there were so many placeholder images and stuff like that in the early access. So seeing how this game has developed over time is going to be really, really enticing to me personally. Next up, coming in on December 1st is Marvel Cosmic Invasion, and this is one that I'm very excited about. It is a Marvel beat-em-ups game that is combining a bunch of fun characters taking on these alien invaders. It looks like an absolute blast, coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. It just looks like so much fun. Spider-Man's there, Venom's there, Storm's there, Wolverine's there. I think Captain America's in. There's just tons of Marvel characters, and as a Marvel fan, this game looks like it's going to hit so hard. It reminds me a lot of games like TMNT, Shredder's Revenge. It's gonna be something that I'm really excited to pick up and hop into. There's a lot of really cool beat 'em ups on the way. Another one that I'm excited for is the He-Man game that's coming a bit later down the line. There's just a lot of fun beat 'em up games, and I like that these games keep coming out. Another one that I played recently was the Halloween, the Retro Realms Halloween game, that was super fun, and Ash versus the Evil Dead. So seeing more of these games come out and be really fun and really solid takes on like older retro style games, very, very excited for this one. Coming in on December 2nd, we have Assassin's Creed Shadows, and I'm a massive fan of the Assassin's Creed franchise. I've been playing Assassin's Creed forever. Like, I got in on Assassin's Creed 2. After I played Assassin's Creed 2, I went back and played Assassin's Creed 1, and I've played pretty much every Assassin's Creed since. The one that I have not played is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but my hope is seeing that Shadows is coming, and honestly, Shadows looks like it's going to be fantastic on the Switch too, from all the trailers and stuff that we've seen. What I'm really hoping to see out of Assassin's Creed is bringing over the rest of the games that aren't already on the Switch consoles, right? We already have the Ezio collection. We already have Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed Liberation. We have Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Rogue on there. I would love to see the rest of the Assassin's Creed games make it over. So the Unity, Syndicate, Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, all of Mirage, all of those games I would like to see on the Switch 2 system, and I think it's definitely going to happen. And the best thing about those games coming over to the Nintendo Switch 2 system is that they all have cross progression support, so you can transfer your save over from one system that you've already started the game on into the new one. So like Assassin's Creed Mirage, for example, that game has new DLC that's coming out, so eventually I think it's coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. I doubt they would skip out on it, so I definitely think that that one's coming. I can transfer over my 100% save from my PlayStation 5 over to the Switch 2 and play the DLC on my Switch 2, and that's incredibly exciting to me. But specifically talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, like I said earlier, this game looks like it's running fantastic from the trailers that they released, and that's incredibly exciting to me. I am very stoked to dive into Shadows. I did not pick this game up because I thought, with the rumors of the Switch 2 on the horizon, that this game would definitely be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2, and here it is. It's actually coming. It looks great, and I have a lot of faith in Ubisoft to make this game look and run well on the hardware. Looking at the history of Ubisoft on the Switch console in general, all the old Assassin's Creed games ran fantastically. I have them all for the Switch 1, and they look and play great on that system. I played through the majority of them on that, and I can't get enough of it. I absolutely love the Assassin's Creed series on the Switch, so I had faith that they would be able to bring over the newer games like Shadows and have no problems. But on top of that, we also had Star Wars Outlaws come out on the Switch 2, and that game is an absolute treat on the eyes on the Switch 2. It is impressive how good that game looks and runs on the Switch 2 hardware, so I had full faith in Ubisoft to be able to bring over Assassin's Creed Shadows and have that game look and run fantastically as well. So that is one that I am super stoked to dive into on the Nintendo Switch 2. Then we got this one out of nowhere. December has become like the craziest month for releases, honestly. Sonic Racing Crossworlds was confirmed for the Switch 2 on December 4th. Now, we knew originally when they announced that the game was coming out only to Switch and that the Switch 2 version was coming later, that we were going to have to wait a bit. We didn't know the exact release date for Sonic Racing Crossworlds on the Switch 2. However, they officially confirmed it is December 4th, and I think this is absolutely crazy to like put it in that window because there are already so many other games that are coming out in that window. Things like Marvel Cosmic Invasion, Assassin's Creed Shadows, we have Octopath Traveler, Metroid Prime 4. Like that window is so packed, but they decided to drop it there. So we've got another awesome game, and I really enjoyed when I played the demo and the playtest of Sonic Racing Crossworlds for the Switch version. I really enjoyed what I played, and I said I was going to wait for the Switch 2 version to pick that game up, and it's finally coming, and I cannot wait to dive in and actually get my hands on this upgraded version of the game. 60 frames per second. I think it's running at 1440p. I mean, the game looks fantastic from all the trailers that they released for the Switch 2 version, so I am super stoked to hop in and have yet another racing game on the system, right? We got Mario Kart, Kirby Air Riders, and now we've got Sonic Racing. This has been a year for kart racing games, and it's very exciting. So this is another one, especially with all the DLC that they have planned and things of that nature. I'm very excited to dive into Sonic Racing when that drops. Another one that I just mentioned, Octopath Traveler 0 comes out on December 4th as well. That date is just absolutely jam-packed with new releases, and I'm a fan of Octopath. I played the first one, really enjoyed my time with the first Octopath game, and I am keen to try this one out. I don't know if this is going to be a day one pickup for me, simply because of the fact that, man, there are so many games coming out that are just stacked in that month of December. So while I am very excited for Octopath Traveler, I think I may have to wait simply because I don't have the time for all these games. And most of the games on this list, I've already said, yeah, I'm picking up day one. So I think Octopath is probably going to have to sit on the back burner for me, and eventually I'll pick it up. But this one just looks like more awesomeness of Octopath. I really love the combat system in Octopath. I love the HD 2D graphics that they do in all of those games. So I'm very excited to hop in and play Octopath Traveler 0 on the Switch 2. But again, probably a game that I'm going to have to put on the back burner, and specifically because on that same day, Metroid Prime 4 comes out, and I cannot wait for Metroid Prime 4. On December 4th, Metroid Prime is dropping, and oh man, I'm so ready for this game. I'm so ready to dive in and experience this. All the trailers look fantastic, and I played Metroid Prime for the first time this year, the remastered version on the Switch, right before the Switch 2 came out. I dove in and played it, and I couldn't put it down. I could not stop playing Metroid Prime Remaster, and it was such a fun experience. The entire game feels like a Zelda dungeon, like a classic Zelda dungeon. It reminded me a lot, at least aesthetically, like Twilight Princess dungeons, and I loved it. I could not get enough of it, so I'm very excited to dive into this one and play this for the first time, and I'm really hoping they bring over Prime 2 and Prime 3, at least to some capacity. I don't care if it's on, you know, NSO or whatever. I'd like to play those games as well. But yeah, I'm so excited to dive into this and see what this game is all about. It looks fantastic. The new psychic powers look really cool. The motorcycle looks fantastic. It just looks like a really fun Metroid experience. I'm keen to try the mouse controls out. That's one thing that's pretty exciting to me. The mouse controls seem like a really fun addition. I'm not sure how I'll feel about it, considering that, you know, a lot of Metroid is like locking onto your target and just pressing the button. So I don't know that you necessarily need the mouse controls for a game like this. So I'm keen to try them out at least and talk about them in my review for Metroid Prime 4. But yeah, it's a game that I just can't stop thinking about. I'm so ready for it to drop. Another reason that I need to finish up Hyrule Warriors, because I want to have a clean slate going into Metroid Prime 4. The final thing on this list is actually a DLC. It's not actually a game that's releasing, but it's the DLC for Pokemon Legends EA. Now, if you watched my review for Pokemon Legends EA, despite the flaws that the game has, I said it was probably my favorite Pokemon game of all time, and that still holds true to this day. I'm still playing Pokemon Legends EA very, very regularly. Like all the time I'm playing this game. I'm having a great time with it. I'm still wrapping up some stuff, but I'm like addicted to the competitive mode of it. So I haven't actually been able to wrap up some stuff like the Pokedex and like the Shiny Charm. Still working on that stuff, but playing a ton of competitive Pokemon in that game and having such a good time with it. They improved it in the new season. They upgraded the rewards that you got for competitive play, and that's been super awesome. I've been working with N64 Josh doing a Pokemon podcast on his channel weekly talking about Pokemon. I'm just really into this. So seeing the DLC come out, and I was not anticipating it coming out in December. I was expecting maybe a January release, maybe closer to Pokemon Day, even in February. But man, they just dropped it and they were like, hey, it's coming in December on December 10th. So I'm very stoked. It looks like there's a lot of fun new stuff getting added in the DLC. It looks like it's going to be like a roguelite, which is really exciting to me. On top of that, there's new Mega Evolutions that are getting added. It just looks like an overall really exciting package that they're pumping into this game. I cannot wait to dive in and play more Pokemon Legends and see what this is all about. I mean, there's Pokemon that are over level 100, and we've never seen that before in the series. So this is just a really exciting prospect, and I'm keen to see if they do anything else with Legends EA after this. You know, Pokemon Day is about 2 months after the release of the DLC. I want to know if they're going to continue anything with Legends EA, maybe do another DLC pack or something. I personally really love that game, and I would love to see them do more with it. I just don't know that they're going to, with Pokemon Champions and Gen 10 being next year. I just don't know that they're going to do a whole lot more with this game, which is a little disappointing, but I'm very happy with what I got so far out of that game. But there it is. Those are the 12 games that are coming out in just 28 days. It's crazy how much we have to play on the Switch 2 right now. There is just something for everybody on the system over the course of the next month. So let me know in the comments below what you guys are going to be playing from this list of 12 games that we talked about here today. It's very exciting times here, and I cannot wait. There's going to be tons of coverage and stuff for the reviews of all these games, especially the ones that, like I said, I am planning on picking up 100%. Lots of reviews coming out, so get ready for that. Like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out, helps the video out, helps the channel out immensely. But until next time, peace.